Welcome, everybody, at another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. You all enjoying your day? Sweet. If not, then what the hell ever. So, this is going to feel a bit like the Shelton Benjamin 2002 Heat run, but with somebody else, because today we're going to be talking about Frankie Kazarian and his 4 televised matches that he had in WWE in 2005. Now, I know he had a couple matches before this, back on Jack during the Attitude Era, and he's had a couple matches since then with his whole NXT TNA crossover, but we're going to be looking at the 4 matches from 2005 that he had on Velocity. Now, this is going to be a little weird, just because there's like some... Well, you'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. So, we're going to start with the July 16, 2005 episode. He's got this debut. He's talking to Josh Matthews, who's not, like, telling people, hold on, I'm on the phone like he did in TNA. And he's pretty much saying that the company needs to look at the stars of the future. Oh, we've had Brett, we've had Hogan, we've had this person, that person. But you need to look to the future, because the future is now. And the future is essentially his nickname, which, okay. Like, it's not the most standout nickname compared to, like, the Texas Rattlesnake or the Champ or anything like that, but it's whatever. So, right off the bat, his first match, it seems like he's going to be heel and he's going against Nunzio, who's the de facto babyface in comparison, because Nunzio, FBI, full-blooded Italian, and all that stuff. So, Nunzio, during the match, he's working on Kazarian's arm, which gets no-sold after just pretty quickly, which is a pretty annoying thing to see in wrestling regardless. And Kazarian, he did do, I did like his version of that Hardiac arrest, which is that hang time dropkick into a seated opponent in the corner that Jeff Hardy does. So he does that, which is like the only notable thing in the match. And afterwards, he would get a spinning fisherman buster or neck breaker or suplex, whatever move it is. It's that Mott's Handle Family 3, that finisher that Perry Saturn does. It's a long wrestling name. But he gets essentially that finisher that Perry Saturn does to get the pin over Nunzio. Okay, that's whatever. But then you get to the next week, July 23rd, 2005, we have another interview backstage, and this time Kazarian's being told that, hey, you're facing Scotty 2 Hotty tonight. And Kazarian's like, wait, you mean that guy with the worm and everything? Oh yeah, I remember him. I watched him 8 years ago. Why is he still here? I mean, nothing against Scotty 2 Hotty, but he's got a point, because there was nothing really for Scotty to really do at this point in WWE, besides putting over other guys. But he's saying that, hey, I'm once again the future, and the future is now. Let's focus on the future and all these new stars. So he's doing basic showboating at the start of the match after just basic moves. You see heels do it. Hip toss. Yay! How about that? Woo! So Scotty, he retaliates and even dumps Kazarian out of the ring. And then right after that, that's when Scotty starts getting his left arm targeted by Kazarian. So bit of a spoiler there, but he doesn't really sell that either. It's just like, I get that adrenaline kicks in at some point, but why is it that you get something worked on and then you just no-sell it quickly afterwards? It's like, adrenaline can only get you so far, especially when it's to a body part. But anyway, so that whole thing goes, Kazarian starts targeting left arm and he gets that Hardiac arrest move like we saw last time. And momentum starts to shift after Kazarian misses what was a top rope leg drop. The commentary tried to say that, oh, good luck having kids or any of that stuff. It's like, he landed on his ass, not his balls, okay? So, everything starts going a bit in Scotty 2 Hotty's favor, but he doesn't get to do the worm because momentum shifts once again once Kazarian hits an eye poke and then throws Scotty 2 Hotty left shoulder first into the ring post and then gets the single arm DDT. I think Jeff Jarrett has done it before, and that gives Kazarian the win. So, he's 2-0 now, but it's with a different move this time. So it's like, last time he did that, whatever Perry Saturn's finisher was, like that long name, and now you got this single arm DDT that gives Kazarian the win. Anyway, so now we get to the next week, July 30, 2005, Velocity. No interviews this time, but instead he's facing Funaki, aka SmackDown's #1 announcer. I mean, at least, like, it's a better role compared to him just being evil and kind-eyed. So, Kazarian, he got an impressive moment early on that I liked. He floated out of the corner, like, you see people charging at an opponent, they float over and then from behind and do something. But he floated through with that move and dropped Funaki essentially with an Edge-O-Matic. That move where Edge sits down and drops the opponent back first by grabbing them by their chin and neck and everything. That looked good. I liked that whole momentum there. Funaki, he gets his momentum back, and then he, like, out of the corner, it looks like he's going to go for a tornado DDT, but he lands on his feet and then gets a fisherman suplex instead. That's the best way I can describe this move. I'm sure a WWE video game could give a better description of that, but that's what it looked like. But things got really scary because when Funaki looked like he was going to try to go for a finisher, Kazarian got up and dropped him with the back suplex where he's pretty much just landed on his head. Funaki was okay, alright? The referee was not putting up the X and everything, but that was a scary landing, okay? This is not Japan. Please be careful. So, Funaki's okay. And then Kazarian, he gets a swinging reverse STO, or as we remember it in current modern days, the Sister Abigail, only without the kiss on the forehead, and that gives Kazarian the win. So, 3 weeks in a row, he wins, but he doesn't have a dedicated finisher yet. Because it's all these different moves. First it was the spinning fisherman buster or whatever, then the single arm DDT, and now the swinging reverse STO. Like, I know they probably didn't want him, I don't know if it was established that he couldn't do the fade to black, just because like it looked like a bit of a concerning move that somebody could land on their head because of the body positioning and everything. But it's just like, if you're going to give him a finisher, at least let him stay consistent on something. It's not like you're going through different eras where you're changing your finisher like you saw with The Undertaker. It's like, oh, chokeslam, now he's got the last ride, and tombstone, oh, now he's got the Hell's Gates. It's just like, he's here for a bit, and there's nothing consistent just yet. And now, just a couple weeks later, he's already in his final match. At least televised, at this rate. August 13, 2005. No interview again, but now he's facing Paul London, who recently lost the Cruiserweight title. I believe it was the week prior to Nunzio. And this is when they're starting to transition Paul London into a heel because, oh, he's complaining about getting screwed and everything. So, yeah, he's channeling his inner Bret Hart here. But things do go London's way early on, like, trying to, like, give that fast-paced offense. But then things get scary because as he's charging into Kazarian into the corner, Kazarian gives that overhead release belly-to-belly suplex, and he basically lands on his head and upper and back of his head area trying to hit the corner. So once again, we see a bit of a scare here. So Kazarian, he does get, like, I do like the move that he does afterwards where he gets the opponent up into electric drop, holds the wrists, and then drops through with the move as a pin. I mean, that does look impressive. I think that might have been one of his other finishers, at least according to that Pro Wrestling Fandom wiki page or website. Then Kazarian, he's like still fighting with Paul London. He's from London. He's going on big offense, like with spinning heel kicks and almost looking like that feliner move that Ernest Miller used to do as a finisher. And then at the end, Kazarian, he tries to do that same move earlier, that electric chair drop. Paul London wants to try to pin him with the victory roll, but then Kazarian sits through the move to pin him, kind of like Owen Hart did to Bray WrestleMania 10, and beats Paul London. So, 4 weeks, undefeated, different finishes, 3 moves, like 3 weeks of different finishers, and then this one with the basic wrestling pin reversal. And then after this, Kazarian was gone. Because 2 days after this episode aired, he was officially, like, got his release from the company. Now, there have been conflicting reports as to why he left. One report says that they pretty much did not want to revamp the Cruiserweight division, which I don't really know how to translate that into words, like the meaning of that, because it's just like, you just put the title on Nunzio, so how can you really revamp the Cruiserweight division? Like, I know afterwards they would do, like, that junior division that I know Brian Zane has talked about, but how do you really revamp the Cruiserweight division from there? There was another report saying that he, like, got his release because he didn't want to have to cut his hair for the company, and another one saying that, oh, maybe they didn't have plans for him even a month in. I was like, it's going to be hard to give a guy plans when he's only appearing on Velocity, you know? So yeah, that was a bit of an odd period because like I get that these wrestlers want to say that, hey, it's time to focus on the new stars. That starts to become a common thing, especially when you're a heel and you'd be like, oh, it's my time, etc., etc. Like, it's my time to shine type of thing. But to give the nickname The Future, it's just, that doesn't feel like a marketable nickname to give a wrestler who's trying to break out. You know, everybody could be called The Future because everybody thinks they're the next big thing. But it's just like, and he gives that whole ending phrase saying, oh, I'm the future, and the future looks good. But it's just like, his future didn't last long, because we wouldn't see him having more matches in WWE for years after this. But yeah, that like one thing, like I said, I would have at least liked to have seen him have a consistent finisher. So it's like, hey, something established here and everything. But it's just like they didn't really give him much to work with in terms of like anything really in the WWE during just this very brief run. Yeah, he was undefeated, 4-0, but it's just like nothing people are really going to remember, you know? But anyway, let me know in the comment section below, did you ever see this period of Kazarian in WWE, and what did you think about any of this? Like I said, this was just a blink and you miss it type thing, to be honest. Nothing against Kazarian at all. Like, I like him, but it's just being honest about this. Like, he would have a far better run in TNA later on. That far more memorable, better storylines, better matches and everything. Well, except with the Claire Lynch thing, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe to the bell, turn on here on YouTube, comment what you thought below. And I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.